The delegates sat in the grand circular hall, the air thick with the hum of intergalactic diplomacy. Around the table, leaders of over 30 species, each with their own agenda, whispered amongst themselves. The Galactic Council was notorious for its endless debates and unproductive peace talks. For years, they had tried to bring peace to the galaxy, yet conflict simmered on every frontier. At one end of the table, the human delegation sat, calm and composed. There was no flashy armor, no intimidating weaponry, only Elizabeth and Evan, two of Earth's finest diplomats. Despite their appearances, there was an unspoken aura of power surrounding them. A few of the alien delegates shifted in their seats, their eyes narrowing as they tried to decipher the humans. The galaxy had long known that Earth's military strength was vast, but the humans never brought it to the table. At every peace summit, the humans were always the ones without weapons, without their military presence. And yet, no one dared to challenge Earth directly. Not anymore, one delegate, a towering figure from the Arklan race, leaned forward, his voice booming with skepticism. Why does Earth never bring their military to these talks? Every other species here has sent their finest warriors, their commanders, but Earth chooses to send diplomats, weaklings by our standards. If you truly have the power you claim, why do you hide it? His words echoed through the hall, and several species murmured in agreement. Elizabeth remained seated, her calm gaze meeting the Arklan delegate's challenging stare. Evan, standing beside her, didn't flinch. "You misunderstand," Elizabeth replied, her voice cool and steady. "The strength of Earth is not in the weapons we carry, nor in the soldiers we send. Our strength lies in something far greater." The Arklan delegate laughed, a low, rumbling sound that shook the table. "Something greater than strength?" He scoffed. "What could that be? A trick? A lie?" Evan's eyes flashed, but Elizabeth raised a hand, silencing him. She turned her gaze toward the council, her voice cutting through the growing tension. "You've seen what humans are capable of. We don't need weapons to be powerful. What you fail to understand is that Earth's military might is not something we show off like some barbaric display of force. It's a force of nature, built on something more resilient than any weapon, more enduring than any fleet of warships." The delegates listened intently, a mix of curiosity and skepticism on their faces. "Humanity," Elizabeth continued, "is built on adaptability, ingenuity, and sheer willpower. When our people face challenges, we find a way to overcome them. We don't need to flaunt our strength to win battles. Humanity wins through something far more devastating, our refusal to accept defeat." The room was quiet now, save for the murmurs of uncertainty from the alien representatives. Elizabeth let her words sink in, then added with a knowing smile, "And that is the real reason why Earth doesn't bring its military to these summits. Because it's not a show. It's not something we use to intimidate or to dominate. It's a force that's already been proven against odds that no other species here could survive." Evan stepped forward, his voice steady but firm. "You see, we're not here to wage war. We're here to prevent it. But if push comes to shove, if you force humanity into a corner, you'll see the consequences. You'll see what happens when Earth's true strength is unleashed." One of the delegates, a diminutive and feathery being from the Zarin species, raised a trembling hand. But what exactly are you saying? What happens if Earth is forced to fight?" Avon's eyes hardened, but Elizabeth's voice remained even. "Humanity has a unique way of fighting," she said softly, but the weight of her words hung in the air like a storm cloud. "We don't fight the way other species do. We don't rely on overwhelming numbers or brute force. We fight with intelligence, with cunning. And when we are pushed to the edge, we fight with a vengeance unlike anything you've ever seen." The Arklan delegate scowled. "So you're threatening us?" His eyes narrowed. "You would unleash this vengeance against us?" Elizabeth shook her head slowly. "We don't fight out of malice. We fight for survival. And you've seen how humanity survives. Every time you underestimate us, we adapt. Every time you think you've beaten us, we come back stronger." Her words hit like a slap. The room fell silent, and the delegates exchanged uneasy glances. The Zarin delegates' feathers ruffled in what could only be described as nervous anxiety. Even the Arkland, who had been so confident earlier, seemed to be reconsidering his stance. The real reason Earth doesn't need to bring its military, Elizabeth concluded, is because we already won the war. A long time ago. We fought our battles in the shadows, in the quiet corners of history. And what we've built is not just a military, it's an ideology, a way of thinking. And that, my friends, is something no weapon can ever match. Evan gave a slight nod, his expression one of quiet resolve. You don't need to fear us because of what we could do. You need to fear us because of what we've already done. And if you underestimate us, it will be your downfall. For a long moment the hall was still. No one spoke, no one moved. The delegates, for the first time in centuries, felt a cold shiver of uncertainty. They had always assumed that the humans were just another species, no different from the others. But they were wrong. Elizabeth and Evan's words had cut to the core of every fear they had long suppressed. Humanity was not just a player in the galaxy, they were the silent conquerors. And that was something that no one, no matter how advanced or powerful, could ignore.